Hi everyone. This is the photo of my grandmother that I said I was going to restore along with you guys while you do your restoration projects. Right now I'm set up at an 8 by almost 6. That's a great size. I'll go under image, go to image size. You want something that's about 300 dpi. So that's perfect. First thing I would like you to do is to keep your original scan of the photo. That way you've always got something to go back to. So first step is to go to the layers panel here on the right. You'll notice that I have the photo on the background and locked. That's fine. You can duplicate this layer in one of two ways. By going to the 4 bars right here and clicking on that and go to duplicate layer, or you can just use the key commands, Command J, and that will duplicate the layer automatically. So now I'm going to work on layer 1 and I'm going to leave the background alone. Okay? This is very, very important. That's saving your original. Plus, what you also can do is click back and forth between the layers and see your progress. Now, some of my favorite tools to use, I'm going to show you today. Over here under the patch tool, it should be this is the spot healing brush, and you can see that I have a small little brush right now. You can adjust your brush size up at the top along with some other things. I like this brush because you can just kind of go over some of the blemishes in your photo and you can kind of take them out, and it just picks up color in the surrounding areas. So you see some of these blemishes like on the table and in the background. I can just kind of go over and they just pick up the pigment in the exact same area. Sometimes you're just going to do a dot. Sometimes you're going to do a little line. I wouldn't take it too far. It's not, I'll even show you up here. It's not the perfect tool. So see what it did there? It made it all blurry. I'm going to hit Command Z to undo that. That would not be how I would not use this tool on cracks. Just little baby blemishes. See this little blemish in the couch? Then it just picks up the same pigment and pattern as the couch. And this little spot on the table here, you know, oops, see, it made a fuzzy mark, so I don't want to keep that. So again, I'm going to hit Command Z, and I'll use a different tool in that area. So that's good for small little blemishes and blips and pigment differences. Just little scratches sometimes, changes in the wall and in the molding in the background. I really like that tool. That's one of my favorite tools. Another one of my favorite tools is the patch tool here. It, again, why I like it is because it picks up pigment in the surrounding areas. So I'm going to zoom in down here along the bottom of the table here. I got this spot right here I'm going to use the patch tool with. Okay. So what you do is you just select the area like you would with the selection tool. Okay. And now it has an arrow going that way, and you can do that if you want, but that's not, I want to kind of go up. And it just copies the pigment, and when you deselect, you really don't even notice it's there. Now sometimes when you lose your way in your photo, you're in a small corner, sometimes I like to use Command 0, that brings me back to the beginning, and it fits my image in the window. Now, like I said, I want to show you, you can use this for progress. You click on the layers and you click the eyeball, and you can see where, you can see little things coming and going because I've already fixed those. Okay? All right, so down here on my grandmother's leg, I'm going to try the patch tool on that too. See, because you want the same pigment area. So I'm going to select her little blemish on her leg. Oops, let me do that again. Oop, little wider. There we go. There we go. And then I'm actually going to go this way. I could go down too. There. See how that works? So, patch tool, the spot healing tool. Those are both great tools for fixing up these blemishes here. One thing I would suggest as you're plotting out how to fix this photo, the line down the middle of the photo here, all the way down the middle of the photo, and this line here and this line here, please take in sections. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to this part of the photo, the very edge, and I'm only really going to work on this area, okay? Not on the table, but just on the background for now. I'm going to use my clone tool. I like the size of the tool. I like it to have some, I don't like to use a hard edge tool. I like to use something that has a fuzzy edge, so that when I go to blend the color in, they are like colors, okay? So I use the Option key, and you can see my target changes from my brush to a target. That's where you're gonna pick up pigment. You click and pick up pigment, okay? You click your mouse, pick up the pigment, and then as you go over, you're gonna go over the line. You're gonna kind of don't just go in a straight line. That doesn't always usually work. It didn't hurt that instance, but it's not usually your best bet. You're always gonna just want to pick up pigment in the area and just blot it around. Okay, take some from the bottom here, bring it up. Okay, because you can see the dark parts in the photo are real damage. The white part is just paper, but the black part is damaged. So you really don't want to pick up the black. You want these gray colors, okay? And you want to just blot over them. And I'm picking up pigment as I go, okay? From the top and the bottom, and I'm blotting. I'm not doing stripes or anything, okay? I get right up to the edge of the table, kind of mix these around. Now you can see that the pigment is a little pixelated, kind of. So what I like to do there is I like to actually use one of the lasso tools, and I surround that area. And then I select the area. I go up to filter and down to blur. My favorite blur tool is the Gaussian blur, because the Gaussian blur gives you a little bit of command on it, okay? And you can see that if I blur it just slightly by about 3, almost 4 pixels, and say okay, all that disappears, okay? So I'm going to hit Command 0 again. I'm going to reorientate myself. Now see, when you come back, it just kind of blends right in that far left edge of that line along the table. Okay? So again, I'm going to hit layers, and you can turn that layer on and off, and it shows you what you've worked on. So that's kind of fun. It's nice to see your progress, but there's still a lot to do on this photo. I want you to do a file, save as, when you save this file. Okay. I'm going to do, I want your last name, underscore, photo, restore. And I want the PSD file because I want to be able to see the unrestored photo on the bottom layer and the newly restored photo on the top layer. Hit OK for maximum capability. That's perfect. This is the first of a couple videos on this. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing all your restorations. Bye.